I led a pretty typical student life, very little sleep, lots of party and alcohol and junk food and all of that. And I started to gain weight and I had like high blood pressure and a high cholesterol and brain fog. And when I went to see the doctors, they said, okay, so here are the pills for the blood pressure, cholesterol, and all of that. And when I asked them, okay, so when will the drugs like cure me? And they said, no, this is for the rest of your life. So then I realized this is not the way that I would like to, go. I quite dramatically changed my lifestyle. Then all of my symptoms went away, but it inspired me. I knew that I would like to do something in the health and wellness space.
Welcome to Linda's Corner, where we bring more hope, healing, and happiness to the world. My name is Linda Bjork, and today we're going to be talking about chronic inflammation. I'm delighted to welcome Juraj Kocar. Juraj is a co-founder and CEO of Wyse Earth. You can reach Juraj at his website, wiseearth.com, and on social media. And I'll include those links in the show notes. Welcome, Juraj. I'm so glad that you could join with me today.
Of course, Linda, thank you for having me.
I'm delighted to be able to have this conversation, and you really care about health and wellness. In fact, you have founded 3 companies in this area. So I would love to know why this is so important. I understand you had some health challenges that started in 2012. Can you tell us your story?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, so my health and wellness journey started when I left the university. I led a pretty, I don't know, like I would say like typical student life, very little sleep, lots of party and alcohol and junk food and all of that. But usually this works fine with young people, but it didn't work with me. And I started to gain weight and I had like let's say all of a sudden like high blood pressure and a high cholesterol and brain fog. And when I went to see the doctors, they said, okay, so here are the pills for the blood pressure, cholesterol, and all of that. And it was the time around 2012 when I started to wake up a bit. And when I asked them, okay, so when will the drugs like cure me? And they said, no, this is for the rest of your life. So then I realized, okay, so this is not the way. This is not the way that I would like to, go. And I started to self-educate myself. I tried out all of the possible vitamins, minerals, supplements, like everything. And but nothing was working for me until I quite dramatically changed my lifestyle. Then all of us, I mean, not all of a sudden, but it was quite a short time. By short time, I mean about 5 to 6 months. All of my symptoms went away that I was suffering from them, the last 3 years. And in just a couple of months, they went away. So I knew that, I'm on to something. And it took another year and a half to fully, let's say, get back, to the vital me as I was before. But it inspired me, it affected me a lot. And I knew that I would in the future, I didn't know how it would manifest, but I knew that I would like to, do something in the health and wellness space because I studied IT, engineering informatics, and that I would like to do something in the health and wellness space.
Wow. Okay. So there's so many things I'm excited to talk about, but I have one question first. Where did you attend university?
It was in Czech Republic and in Zlín. It was Tomáš Bata University.
Okay. So I'm in the United States, and let me say, this is a problem that we have a lot. Our lifestyle is not healthy. We don't sleep. We don't eat well. And a lot of times, alcohol. There's just a lot of alcohol consumption. And these are the things that we really want. We want to live that way because we think it's going to make us happy. That's what we think is going to make us happy. And dang it, instead, it makes us sick. And that's so dang frustrating because we want the answer to be, I want to do whatever I want and I want to have the results that I want. I don't ask me to change anything. Don't ask me to do anything. I want to go to the doctor. Please just give me a pill and then
Yeah.
tell me how long it's going to take for this pill to heal me. And I love that question. And I think it matters that we understand that the pills don't heal us. The
Yeah.
pills help us manage symptoms. And that is
Exactly.
wonderful because the symptoms are yucky, but they don't heal us. So the good news is we can heal. The bad news is we have to do something different.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, definitely. Before that, before this experience and before my sort of awakening, I had zero like connection between the food I eat and my lifestyle. How does it relate and connect to my health? And now this is so obvious. And like of course, like what you eat has direct effect on your, health and everything. But before 2012, this for me wasn't there. And it's so fascinating, when I think about it, because now it's so obvious that how I couldn't known this like before, but I didn't. And I would say lots of people currently they just don't know or don't realize it. And I mean that's okay. Some realize it later, some never. But yeah, all of us are on some kind of journey.
Wow, I love that. You had two different things. The first thought was I had no connection. I did not know there was a connection. And now it is obvious to you. And now we are having this conversation because I imagine that there are many people listening and there are many people in the world who have no idea that there is a connection between the way that they eat, their lifestyle, and the way that they feel. They seem completely disconnected. And yet, after we get some information, it becomes obvious. So, thank you for being here and allowing us to have this conversation to help other people be able to awaken to the idea that there is a connection between our lifestyle, the way we eat, and the way that we feel.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We can see this and experience it with our friends and relatives when where we see, you better or you shouldn't do eat this or that, but they just I learned on my journey that really everyone has its own way, and I just cannot like force anyone to change something because it's very short-lived and it has basically no effect. Like people really have to like be aware of these connections, otherwise it just won't last.
Right. We can't force anyone, and we can't do it for anyone. You can't exercise for me, Juraj. You can't do it. You can't eat my vegetables for me because I don't want to eat them. We have to do it for ourselves. And sometimes, a lot of times, we don't get to that point until we've had our own health crisis, our own problem.
Yeah.
Some people are smart enough to learn from other people's experiences. But either way, it's okay. We get to make our own choices. But we're just helping people become aware that yes, there is a connection and that it does matter. So you were able to get yourself into a better place and you changed your focus from doing IT into doing health and wellness? Because I'm assuming it seemed like that was actually more important to you, something that would make a difference. Is that why you went that direction?
Yes, yes, definitely. I was always, I come from a small city, small country. Was born in Slovakia, and raised there. But I was always thinking, even before the transformation, I was always thinking like globally. And after that, I was thinking, okay, so how can I, impact the lives of others? And I wanted to do this. I didn't know how, but then the first company that I set up in the US called Somavedic Technology. So that was sort of like a coincidence, and we can get back to that. But the current company was also like a big synchronicity. So there are interesting synchronicities going on in our lives.
Yes. So let's talk about this. We mentioned before that we can't fix somebody else. We can't make their decisions. And yet you're in a position of, but I want to do something that will help someone else. I can't make their decisions, but maybe there is something that I can do that will make a difference. And you've been researching mushrooms and ancient Chinese medicine. So can we talk a little bit about that? And we're going to be talking about inflammation. One of the things I recently read a Harvard study on chronic inflammation and how it contributes to chronic illness. And they said in this study they couldn't determine causation, but they go together. So we want to do something about inflammation. And we also live in a world where there's a lot of stress. And there are some things that we can take called adaptogens. And an adaptogen helps our body be able to physiologically deal with stress better. And so you've been working with adaptogens and inflammation, and then you pulled mushrooms into the mix. So do you want to explain how that makes a connection?
Yes. So I'm just thinking if, because there's a sad and also inspirational story behind that. How we like came up with this process with the company. So my current like business partner, I didn't know him before, but he lost his sister to cancer, which is a chronic inflammation problem. Cancer, cysts, obesity, high blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, all of this comes from chronic inflammation. So he lost his sister to cancer quite fast, unfortunately. They just called him from the hospital. You have to come. She has only a couple of days left. You have to come and basically say goodbye. She she never knew. She never found out that she had cancer. And because there are various reasons. She delayed going to doctors and things like that. But it hit him really, really hard. And after some time, he met a guy that was able to heal himself from stage 4 cancer just through adaptogenic mushrooms extracts that he was, preparing by himself. So when he found out this, still grieving for his sister, he wanted to, work with him. So they got together. They created a company and started to putting the adaptogenic mushroom extracts into honey, and I'll explain later why honey and other things. And they were pretty successful in terms of how it helped lots of people in Czech Republic, in Europe, more than 30,000, customers. And then Daniel, approached me to to help him expand to the US market. So that's how I got involved. And for me, this was when he told me the story. This for me, this was a no-brainer. Because he had a working product that lots of the testimonials. So I said immediately, yes, I want to do this. I want to help. And getting back to the adaptogenic mushrooms. So adaptogenic mushrooms are a special kind of mushrooms that need to have three things. They have to be non-toxic. Uh, they have to have non-specific reaction, and they have to have normalizing effects. So non-toxic means that you cannot overdose with them. So it's almost impossible to overdose. So this is very unique because with, for example, drugs or even herbs, you can overdose. Not so with adaptogenic mushrooms. Then the normalizing effect means that they work bidirectionally. So, for example, your nervous system is can be overstimulated, so it will the same. For example, cacao. The When your nervous system is overstimulated, it will calm down your nervous system. But if you need a boost, the 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 cacao will boost your nervous system. So they work both ways, whatever your body needs. And this is not only with the nervous system, but with even with your immune system and all of the the pineal glands and all of the systems that work are in our bodies. They just bring the body into coherency, into homeostasis. So they can turn up the volume or turn it down, whatever the body needs. And this is like super special. And the third thing is they have non-specific effects. So when you take a drug for something, as we mentioned, like cholesterol, blood pressure, or just a headache or something. But adaptogenic mushrooms, they have non-specific effects. That means they work on, I don't want to say like anything that's wrong in the body, but why they are such powerful helpers and healers is that they uh, they are inflammatory like fighters. So they have high levels, they just kill free radicals in our bodies. So they have super high levels of antioxidants. So when there's a problem in the body, they help there. So that's why they are non-specific. So these three things, or properties or features of the adaptogenic mushrooms is why they are special and why we decided to work with them.
Wow, that is so cool. So these mushrooms have three very specific properties that help it to be able to affect multiple areas in our body. You said one, I'm going to go backwards, non-specific. So it's not the kind of thing where I am taking a specific food or medication to solve a certain problem. It's the kind of thing that has a more of a general effect, like when we're talking about just basically adaptogen, where it's helping all of the body be able to adapt. And you're also talking about how it can help with inflammation, which, as we've mentioned before, is present in most of our chronic illnesses. A lot of
Yes.
our problems that we're dealing with really boil down to a root cause of inflammation. So by dealing with these basic things and taking care of free radicals, it's going to help a broad range of issues. So that is a very specific uh, property that helps a wide range. And the other thing that was, you talked about it being non-toxic, which means it's not going to poison me, even
Yes.
if I take a lot of it. I can't overdose. Let's say it's like eating vegetables. It's not going to hurt me if I eat more
Yes.
vegetables than the daily minimum requirement. So that's a very good thing to help it be safe. And then you also talked about it being normalizing, which was fascinating, how it isn't necessarily something that's going to uh, be an upper, so to speak, or a downer. It's going to be, what does my body need? Oh, well, I will do
Yes.
that. And I love that you mentioned that cacao was an option because yum, chocolate. Give me some of
Yes.
that. If I'm feeling down, some chocolate's going to help boost me up. And if I'm feeling stressed, some chocolate can help me kind of calm down. Um, that is really cool. So, where are these mushrooms found? What type of mushroom is it?
Yeah, so we use the most known adaptogenic mushrooms like reishi, chaga, cordyceps, shiitake, mitake, lion's mane, and these mushrooms are not only proved that they work with current double-blinded placebo studies, uh, but also they are like time tested because they are used in traditional Chinese medicine for 3,000 more than 3,000 years. So when you think about it, that our, let's call it Western medicine or modern medicine, is, I don't know, 150 years old, something like that. And then you have like 3,000 years of cumulative like knowledge, and that work that's showing that time and time that whatever they are using just works. So this is very long, timeline to have confirmed that they really work. So we use these like seven top adaptogenic mushrooms, and we put it into honey. And the main reason is, of course, it improves the taste of the herbs of the adaptogenic mushrooms because they are bitter and earthy, which is fine, but not many people like it. But the main reason why we use honey is because it's a great medium. So the sugar from the honey improves the bioavailability, the absorption of the beta glucans and the healthy things that are in the mushrooms to deliver it uh, better basically into our blood and bloodstream. So that's why that's why we use honey to improve taste, but more importantly, to improve the bioavailability of them.
That's fascinating. So I like now I can see why you use the word adaptogenic mushrooms rather than a specific one, because you're not using one mushroom. You're using a blend, a combination of the top
Yes.
seven that have been historically proven over 3,000 years that this is going to make a difference. They're good, but they taste terrible. So, in order to help not only to make it taste better, but to improve the bioavailability so that when I take it, my body is able to utilize it, then you put it with honey. And isn't it fascinating that they're both so natural? I mean, it's not like I just created this new technology. It's more of, oh, let's look to the past and see what has worked. And then kind of the technology of now is to be able to take the seven and to combine them and then to recognize one step above. And I can improve the bioavailability by mixing it with the honey. It's it's really a neat mix of old and new.
Yes, yes, exactly. it's a mix of old and new, but at the same time, everything is 100% natural, and it just works. We have so many testimonials of various healings and some really, really profound ones when people were sentenced to die, and but not even people, but also like pets, like dogs, and they just starting, to take the product, and they just improve dramatically. So yeah, we know not only the ingredients, each ingredient has a double-blinded placebo-controlled study where that you can find online, but we just know from, our customers that it just works.
I like that you brought up pets. When a product works on animals, it has an extra boost to it in that animals don't have a placebo effect. They
Yes,
they
exactly.
can't think, oh, I'm supposed to be getting better because I'm eating this particular food or product. It just is. So, would you mind sharing a couple of those testimonials? What kind of results have people had?
Of course. So, I'll share the most recent one where there was like a teenager, and he had atopic eczema or eczema, like
Eczema.
just
Yeah, we pronounce it that way.
eczema, and but all over his body, on his face, on his hands, like on his feet, like everywhere. And it itches a lot, so it was like bloody. It just didn't, and he was almost like losing his mind about it, because you cannot have like a normal life when your whole body itches. And he was struggling with this for lots of years. And then he tried our products, and after 3 weeks everything disappeared. And so this, it saved his life in terms of, he almost gone mad. And he's so, happy and vibrant, young teenager now. So this is one, most recent one. And then we have like not a surgeon. He's doing autopsies, autopsies on dead bodies.
Mhm.
So he knows the body in and out. And but his lifestyle is quite terrible. And they found that he has 5 cysts in his body, and one one of the cysts was on pancreas. And he knows that this is something it's impossible to operate. And he, decided to try our products. And then he calls us, he called Daniel after 3 months. And he's saying, like, Daniel, you wouldn't believe, I have, these two papers from doctors in my left hand. I have the paper from January, and on my right hand, I have this paper from from March. And in January, I have like 5 cysts. And on the scan and the document on from March, 4 cysts are gone, and from the fifth one, there's only a fraction. And so he said, like, this is almost like a miracle, because he said he didn't change his lifestyle. He kept his lifestyle. The only thing he added to his life was these adaptogenic mushrooms in honey. So, and yeah, I could, keep going, but this is why we do it, and we are always like super happy and fulfilled when we heal these stories.
That is amazing. And this kind of goes back full circle to what you were hoping when you were struggling with your health issues, where you go to the doctor and you get your medication, you get a pill, and you say, how long is this going to take to heal me? And the answer is never. This is a new way of life. And yet, here, by working in harmony with nature, with things that exist, their purpose is not just to mask the symptoms, it is to heal the underlying problems so that you actually can get better. And that's helpful because we also talked about how it is our lifestyle that makes the biggest difference. But in the example you gave of the surgeon, he did not change his lifestyle dramatically. He changed one thing, and that was to be able to include these adaptogenic mushrooms to be able to help heal. I think it'd be awesome if we could do both, live a healthy lifestyle and take something that would make a difference. But I really am excited when there's something that's simple and easy to apply that makes a big difference, where a small change creates a big result.
Yeah, definitely. Because, they can help a lot. But at the same time, if you want to have a long-lasting effect, you just need to change your lifestyle. Then you don't need adaptogenic mushrooms. Of course, they are great as a supplement, as a prevention, to like taking them from time to time. Even though it doesn't hurt, you can take them every day, even when you are healthy. But you don't need them, as much if you when you have a healthy lifestyle. But if you are, let's say, transitioning, or just for whatever reasons, you need to or want to like keep your lifestyle, they are, the best helpers we can get.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you for helping to be a part of this and to help me become aware, and also anyone who's listening to become aware that there's something that can make a difference. Because I think that's what we're all looking for, is we want solutions. We have problems. We know that. We need solutions. So thank you so much for visiting with me. And I will be including the links. Is there anything else you want to make sure that we cover before we close today?
There's just one thing that just came to my mind, that we discuss, like blood pressure, cholesterol, or cancer, obesity, and things like that. But what adaptogenic mushrooms are great for is also to keep our, or to harmonize our hormones, like hormonal balance. And so that also is connected to like menstrual problems, PMS problems. And we have this feedback from lots of women that it helped them a lot. So it's really very universal helper. And also it helped people that had psychic problems or anxiety levels. And so it's, I would definitely recommend just people I would, just to try them out and see.
Try it out and see what it'll do for you.
Yeah,
And because it has that wide range of problems that it can help. Wow, that's exciting. Thank you. And thank you, Uri, for visiting with me today.
of course, of course. I really enjoyed it.
Me too. In closing, I'd like to share a quote by Chris Carr. She said, "Processed foods cause inflammation, a source of most chronic illness, as well as stress. Today, I invite our listeners to enjoy better health by managing stress and inflammation." See you next time on Linda's Corner. Thanks for tuning in to Linda's Corner podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with your friends to help us inspire even more listeners. Be sure to visit hopeforhealingfoundation.org for free and affordable resources to help you overcome life's challenges. And explore healingbreathworkdetox.com, where you'll find transformative tools for deep inner healing and lasting change. Also, don't forget to check out my books, Crushed, A Journey Through Depression, and You Got This, an action plan to calm fear, anxiety, worry, and stress. Your journey to hope, healing, and happiness starts here.